Okay, in this video, we're going to be squaring a binomial, which is, this will be a univariate. That means there's one variable involved in these. Okay, so we've got a couple formulas here. Recall that anytime you square something, it means writing it out twice. So in other words, if I had like 4 squared, that's equal to 4 times 4, right, which is 16. Or x squared is equal to x times x. So it stands to reason that a plus b, or minus b, doesn't matter, would be the same thing as a plus b times a plus b. Okay, so when you square it, you just write it twice. Okay, so that's what's happening here in these formulas. They're first writing it twice, and then they're multiplying out term by term. First term times first term, second or first times the last, then the two inner terms, and then the last two here. Okay, and notice that the two inner terms will combine together. Okay, unlike when we were doing the conjugates where they canceled out, this time they'll add together. And the middle term will be positive or negative depending on the sign here. So here we have a plus, so that middle term is plus 2 of the ABs. Here we have a minus, so it's minus 2 of the ABs. Okay, so this would end up being a squared plus or minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so that's the formula. I'm going to show you how to do it by hand. You can use the formula if you want for the shortcut. If you do this the long way without the formula, first let's recall that it's w minus 6 times w minus 6, right? So we're writing it twice. Okay, so I'm going to use a box. Okay, and I'm going to write them down, both of these, w minus 6 and w minus 6. And then I'm going to fill up the boxes. So to fill up this box, I get w times w, which is w squared. To fill up this one, w times negative 6 is negative 6w. To fill up this one, it's negative 6 times w, which is negative 6w again. And then finally, we've got the negative 6 times the negative 6, which is positive 36, because a negative times a negative is a positive. Okay, we will add up these two terms because they are the same sign. We'll keep the negative. So this will end up being w squared. And then when we combine these two, keep the negative. So that's negative 12w, and then plus 36. Okay, so there's our answer. Let's take a look at the next one. This one we can we'll do it without the box this time. Okay, so 3 plus w times 3 plus w. Let's just multiply it through like this. Okay, so 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times w is 3w. W times 3 is 3w. And then w times w is w squared. If we add up these two inner terms, we get 9 plus 6w plus w squared. And you might want to write that with descending terms. So write the w squared first, then the 6w plus 9, but both answers will be acceptable. Okay, let's do this one. I'm going to draw the box again on this. A little practice. We do have a 4 in front of the variable there. Okay, so 4u plus 6 and 4u plus 6. Okay, so I only put the minus sign. If it's a plus sign, I leave it off. Okay, just assume it's all positive. Like over here, I wrote the minus sign. But here, since they're both positive, I just leave it out. All right, first box, 4u times 4u is 16u squared. 4u times 6 is 24u. 4u times 6 is 24u. And then 6 times 6 is 36. We're going to combine these two positive terms right here. So I get 16u squared. Combine these two, 24u and 24u is 48u. And then plus 36. Okay. Let's do a few more. If you already got the hang of it, you can stop the video now. Okay. So this one, let's write it out this time. Just want to get all different types of strategies on doing this. Okay, so on this one, it would be 5u times 5u, which is 25u squared. On this one, it's 5u times 4, which is 20u. This one, we have 4 times 5u right here. That would be 20u. And then 4 times 4 is 16. So I'll combine these two inner terms. I'll get 25u squared plus 40u plus 6. Okay. On this next one, I'm going to use the formula. Okay, so let's go back up here and look at this formula right there. This is the one we'll be using. So remember, when it says a minus b squared, it'll end up being this, a squared. I'm going to write it down here, a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so that's what we're going to use. What is my a? It's the first term, 7x. What is my b? It's the second term, and that's going to be a 3. The minus is already taken care of here, so I don't need to write the negative here. The minus is already going to be right there. Okay. All right, so according to the formula, it's a squared, so 7x squared, minus 2 times a, which is 7x times 3, which is b, and then plus b squared, so 3 squared. Okay, and now I write it out. That gives me 7 squared is 49, and then the x gets squared. Here we have three numbers being multiplied. Let's see, 7 times 3 is 21. And then multiply that 21 times negative 2, that'd be negative 42x. And then last we get 3 squared, or 9. Okay, so that's using the formula. You could also use the box on that. I personally think the box is the easiest method, but you can use the one that you feel most comfortable with. This time I'm going to use the box one more time, just as a reminder. So here's the 6x. I'm going to put the minus 2 on both, since there is a minus. Now I'll fill up the boxes. 6x times 6x is 36x squared. 6x times negative 2 is negative 12x. 6x times negative 2 is negative 12x. And then finally, negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. I'm going to combine those. They're both negative, so I'll keep the sign. So we get 36x squared. Combine those, 12 and 12 make 24. I'll keep the sign, so negative 24x plus 4. And that is it.